Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And today we are here with a video on crystal keys. So basically, if you guys are not aware, crystal keys are an item within the game that are made by half keys, a loop and a tooth half. Those are mostly gotten into the game through Slayer jobs and random events for the most part. And then from there, basically what you do is you put the two parts together and you run all the way to Taverley. Now in Taverley, there is a crystal chest that you can actually use. It is located in this house right here, and you get a random amount of loot. And basically what I'm here to do today is kind of go through and see if it's actually worth opening up these chests. Now right now I am on the old school RuneScape wiki, as you guys can see, got a lot of information here, but basically they have an approximate breakdown of everything. However, in the past I've noticed that this doesn't seem to be right, or I just got extremely lucky in the past. Basically, some of the most notable drops that you can get here that'll really up your loot value are the runite bars, the iron ore, and the rune plate leg / plate skirt. Now whenever you get those as drops, typically you're going to actually make a lot more money on each chest, as you guys can see with the runite bars, the ores, and the plate legs and plate skirts. Now if we look here, it says the approximate chance is 1 in well, pretty much 400, which would mean that if I opened up 820 chests as I plan to today, I should only get 2 plate legs or plate skirts. Now from that, I've noticed that that doesn't seem to be anywhere near the rate, and basically as you guys can see, the possible loot up here has been estimated off the fact that these are actually right, and the estimated loot per chest is 26,218. Now if that is true, I'm actually going to come in at a loss. However, as you guys can see over here, crystal keys are approximately 27.1k to 27.3. However, I bought all 820 of these for 26.6k, so that brings us up to a total of 21.8 mil for this entire video, and this will be the testing that I'll be working off of today. So we will do 820 chests. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what a dry run of mine will look like. I'll have another account there so that it can pick up all of the runes, because you do get an annoying amount of runes here whenever you get the rune table drop, because you end up getting 11 runes, so it's kind of annoying. But basically now I will go through and show you guys what an average inventory looks like for me. So the first thing that I would recommend you do, if you have not already done this, go ahead and move your house to Taverley, because it's going to save you a lot of time and I guess points. If you're using Nightmare Zone redirection tabs, you actually do have to spend points per tab. So if you just take that 5 to 10k loss right off the bat and just change your house portal, you're going to end up saving more time and money overall. Alright, so this is what the average trip is going to look like. Basically right here, 434k I guess you could say, but since I got them all for 500 GP less than that, you can subtract 8k, so 426k is about what you're looking at right here for the average inventory. I am going to just go and unlock all of these chests so you guys can see what I get from this inventory, and then I will continue on with the rest. So if we go ahead and just do this, basically you get a guaranteed dragonstone every time, and this is what I'm saying. The coal right here, coal's a 6% chance, and we already got it right off the bat. But let me go ahead and drop these. That is the point that I'm actually trying. That's the problem with this though, is that you do get a lot of runes like that. If you don't have an alt account available, basically what you're going to want to do is just try and keep all of the good runes that you guys can. And this is what I was talking about with the drop tables being a little different than I actually think that it says they are, because in the first inventory we have iron, which is supposed to be a 3% drop rate. We have rune bars, which are supposed to be a 3.5% drop rate. We have coal, which is supposed to be a 6% drop rate. And really that covers a lot of the really good ones so far. We also have a loop and a tooth half, both of which are supposed to be 3% drop rates as well. So that's why I'm kind of sketchy about what the actual drop rates are. Even though they say that it's like lighter than it is, I have, reasons to believe that that may not necessarily be true. So let's go ahead and use all these, and then we will pick up all the loot that we can see so far. So off the first inventory, this is partially what we will have. As you can see, 75k here. Then if I switch over to the other account where I have the majority of the loot, as you guys can see, in this price check alone, it's okay, we gotta take these out. In this price check, we have around 400k, which means that since we paid 426k and you add on the 75k that we have from the other one, that pretty much means that we got about 470k back from that inventory. And, that's about a 50k profit, which isn't too bad for being here only a minute. I mean, really, in all reality, if you're doing trips as quick as you can, this shouldn't take that much time for each chest. And now I'm going to go ahead and test the remaining 800 that we have and see how long it takes. takes me. So I will be back here in a second. All right, so here's what the inventory will look like. We have 14 keys. I'm going to start up the timer now, and let's get on our way. I'll be back here in a little bit, 800 keys later. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen. I don't know what the actual odds of these are, but I got 5 rune bar drops in a row. Like, I have to just go back just to pick up the rune bars. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's why I think it may be a lot more profitable than people think. As you guys can see, I got 9 rune bars over here, which is absolutely insane. And I got 2 rune bar drops before that. I can't even believe that. That's ridiculous. And an hour later, we have finally finished it all off. We have all of the loot that we need. Yo, large. Hey, what's going on, boy? All right, but what we have to do now is actually the hard part, and that is finding out how much stuff we actually have. And here we are trading over the last little bit. As you guys can see, pretty much the only things I collected on this account were just cash stacks, runes, iron, and coal, depending on the circumstances. And that's about it. But there is a couple things that I do want to touch on, and that's what I didn't pick up. I didn't pick up any spinach rolls. I didn't pick up any raw swordfish. On top of that, I also missed out on what looks to be about 14 rubies, because sometimes there's just a big stack and you kind of lose track of some stuff. So as you guys can see, there's a big disconnect between the amount of diamonds and rubies I have. But with that said, let's go ahead and check this out. Now, one big thing right here is actually what the price of uncut dragonstones is, because varying 700 GP is going to skew this like 500k. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is go and buy one at the Grand Exchange. I'll take out about 20k, that way I don't mess anything up. All right, and so an uncut dragonstone right now is currently worth, let's find it, 19.7k, so not too bad at all. I mean, we can just run with that price. Now, if we go ahead and price check all this, basically, I will kind of do this a little slow just because I want to see what you can expect. So the total amount that we spent on all the keys in total, as you guys can see right here, is 21.8 mil. Now, if we go ahead and subtract the 16.3 amount, which is closer to what you can expect, this is the amount lost purely based if you're going off of just dragonstone. So basically for each crystal chest that you actually do, you're going to be losing around 6.7k, which makes sense. But basically with 6.7k, that means that's what you have to average back in all of this loot to actually be able to, you know, overcome what you were going to lose. Now let's go ahead and add some stuff nice and slow. So coal, 1.5 mil, not too bad. Diamonds and rubies, I mean, they're worth something. I was thinking about actually putting these back into keys and using them on the spot, but I figured it'd probably be better just to have a general example. And this is what I'm talking about right here. This is nowhere near what you would expect if it was going off of what Wiki says. On top of that, we have double the drop rate pretty much of rune plate legs, which is also a big thing, and way more of a drop rate with coal and iron, as you guys can see. But if I go ahead and add everything, I guess I'll just drop it all in. We end up with 24 to 23.8 mil, somewhere in that range. Now, if you take into account the fact that I initially said that this cost me about 21.8 mil, that means that this is absolutely insane as far as money making goes. I mean, I'm gonna go and sell off everything and actually give you guys a accurate price as far as what you guys can expect to see. All right, and here we are. So I'm not going to actually quick sell all of these, because if I do that, I'm actually going to lose a decent amount of money. However, instead, I'm going to slow sell them. And as you guys can see, we have 16.1 mil there, and if you go ahead and add this 8 mil on, that brings us up to 24.2 mil pretty much. And so there we go. I did end up selling all of the dragon stones off. That is absolutely insane. I mean, just ridiculous profit. To say that I started with 21.8 mil and I ended with 24.2 means that I made 2.4 mil within an hour's time. That's just insane. It's a chest that literally anyone can access. The only starting requirement that you need is just to have the money to be able to buy these keys. Now, the keys are, I mean, you know, 26k per one. So to get 800 like I did, you're gonna need, you know, like 23 mil or so. But it's definitely just an example of the rich getting richer, you know? And I know a lot of people may say that RNG money-making methods aren't really that good, and that's just not true, depending on what you're looking at. I mean, like, say for instance, if you're killing something like shamans and you need that 1 in 5k drop, even though personally I still think it's good because, you know, technically speaking it still is. A lot of people may not like it because of the RNG dependency, but here you get all of these drops like nonstop. Like there's, I mean, the only drop you don't get that often is rune plate legs, but you get a rune bar drop almost just as easily, and it almost is the same price. So it's definitely a consistent money making method no matter how you go about doing it. So it's something I'd recommend for you guys. If you guys want to try it out, feel free. It's something that I always always find to work. I mean, I've never tried it and been disappointed. So, I mean, hopefully you guys find this helpful. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything you guys want to tell me, comment that down below. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Also, join the clan chat, Large EXP Lamp. Feel free to hit it up, say hi to me, ask what's going on. Feel free to meet the community. We got Twitch and Twitter links in the description as well. But with that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day.